Good morning. It's me, Pearl, and this is Tuned in Tarot, and I am here to take a look at the energetic balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine sides of self, understanding that whatever state we see these in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us from the outside world. So you can glean things about people from your real life from these readings, but they are merely a reflection of your own thoughts and your own energy, and the messages that resonate with you are going to be things that resonate with wherever you are. So if you want to see changes around you, you have to shift the energy inside of yourself. And that's hopefully what you get more insight into when we look at the balance. So divine masculine is going to go first, as all of his cards except for one were showing. Divine feminine kept a couple of cards from me. Let's begin. Top of the deck, overall headspace, forefront of the mind for divine masculine, the strength card. So he's feeling strong. Like he's feeling like he's getting his pride and his ego and keeping it under control. There's a sense here that he's thinking a lot about the strength of the connection between himself and divine feminine. When we see the strength card appear for divine masculine, we're usually seeing him thinking of divine feminine as being very strong and gaining inspiration from her strength. And, you think about, like, we look at, and remember, this is energy, not gender. But of course, the energy has been over exaggerated in our gender norms that we've established. So masculine energy is overemphasized. And so masculine energy is strong, right? We're saying, like, we see it as like men that are big and strong or whatever. But really, the strength that it takes to like give birth is much more impressive, really, in some ways. And most men, when they experience childbirth, see their partner have a child, they're floored by the level of strength it takes. So there's this appreciation for like the strength of the divine feminine here, that there's more to strength than brawn or being able to control or command armies or whatever it is that the masculine energy establishes worth by. So there's a feeling that he's drawing a lot of inspiration and has a lot of respect for the feminine strength, and it's what's making him strong as well, knowing that that is within him and that he can tap into that at any time. So good, positive, solid, steady, calm feelings from his headspace right now. In the back of his mind is his work, the Eight of Pentacles. So he's trusting in the strength of the connection because he has to work right now, and he has to deal with material world obligations and get things into order for what's coming. And he's feeling a relief that the divine feminine energy seems to be very strong on her own, very independent. She's doing her thing, and he's feeling a relief about that. But he's also a little bit, I would say, like, there's a little bit of frustration that he has to focus on the material world right now because he wants to be focusing on the divine feminine. But he's also doing this for the divine feminine. It's like he's making something or crafting something for her at this point. So he's having to do that. And that's like constantly in the back of his mind, that he wants to establish this thing or make this thing or craft something for the divine feminine energy. The first thing in his mind, and it's back, and it's upright again, and it's in the same position, but it's that 10 of Pentacles card. And when we're combining the strength being in the forefront of his mind, the strength of the connection, the eternal qualities of it, controlling his pride and ego, which is the thing that's been preventing him from coming forward, working on creating something with and for divine feminine, and then culminate in this, which in the imagery of the cosmic tarot is the divine masculine who looks like he has either a heartfelt apology or proposal or serenade or something that's material and within the 3D and is not just an ethereal fantasy or an idea of what would make him happy in terms of spiritual fulfillment, but is actually something that he seeks to bring happiness here in the material plane. So there's something being crafted. There's an offer being prepared, and it is an offer of happiness because that's that 10 of Pentacles energy. That's like the family and the house and the dog, and there's like a patriarch in it, and it's a legacy. It's having some kind of an impact in the 3D. So that's the first thing on his mind. The next thing on his mind is the Queen of Wands. And she's not in reverse today. So he's not seeing her as angry or, too passionate. He's seeing her as very magnetically attractive. So he's still extremely attracted to this divine feminine. He's desiring her. He's having physical desire for her, but it's not just about that. It's not like a shallow desire. It's like a true desire to really connect with her and really communicate and on a deep level. He's holding the vision of her in his mind, and that's that strength. There's also kind of a thought process here that's like he can't believe how strong the hold over him this divine feminine has. He's never felt anything quite like this connection. So we definitely have him feeling captivated at this point. And then we have 7 of Pentacles. So there's, like I said, there's a calm and there's this patience, right? There's 7 of Pentacles building into the 8 of Pentacles. We're not seeing the 9 of Pentacles in his headspace at the moment, but we're seeing the 10. So he's being patient that the seeds he's planted are going to bear fruit, and he's going to be able to attract this queen. And then we see the 2 of Pentacles in its reverse. And so a decision has been made. He's no longer in a position where he's trying to figure out what he's going to do. He knows what he's going to do. He's going to come forward and he's going to make this offer. He's decided. The next part is interesting. All right. So we have a reversal on this energy, but it's not a typical reversal meaning. It's clarifying this Queen of Wands. And if you were at my reading yesterday or on Sunday, I'm sure you'll remember the big dick energy from this card that I was talking about. And the Ace of Wands is like this burning passion. It's a deep desire. It's your heart's desire. And we see it for him right now in its reversal, but it's not because he's trying to suppress his desire. It's because he's trying to suppress the sexual energy in terms of the attraction to divine feminine, because he really wants to have a depth in the connection. So he's choosing to hold back the offer for a moment as he collects himself. But his heart's desire is to be able to bring divine feminine out of the cold. Another reason why we're seeing this in reverse, because he can't quite do this until those seeds that he's planted bear fruit. So there's a material world obstacles that he has to overcome. That's that 5 of Pentacles being left out in the cold, having this lack mentality. So he's had to overcome this lack mentality, and the seeds have been planted and he's doing the healing that he needs to do, but it's taking some time. So real world obstacles are accommodating that healing process. If he needs time to heal, then God is going to put things in front of him that will prevent him from going forward so he can heal before he gets there. That's just the way it works. That's what he's asked for. He's like, I want to come into union and not go into separation ever again. And so the divine is like, okay, bitch, well, then you need to work out your inner child issues and stop avoiding it. So he's doing that. And there's this sense that, like, in a little while, you'll be out of the cold. But he has to heal those wounds that have to do with, it's like, because of that Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands, there's a sexual energy here. So it could be deep inner child wounds in regards to, like, honestly sexual assault or some kind of like something like an inner wound that has to do with sexuality. There's that, and it might be something deeply hidden or not known. But there's some healing that's going on in regards to that, and he wants to make this offer, but he's choosing to hold it back until he feels like he's fully healed this energy, so that he can, I feel like he doesn't want to ice divine feminine out. And there's some aspect of, there's some wound that having to do with sexuality that has caused him in the past to ice others out, and he doesn't want to engage in this, so he's trusting in the strength of the connection to endure while he does this healing on whatever this is. Okay, top of the deck, overall heart space, the King of Pentacles, upright again. And this is in his heart space. Yesterday was in his head space. He was feeling like the King of Pentacles, and now we're seeing this in his heart space, and it is upright. He's got the bull by the horns. He's able to balance. The King of Pentacles in the Cosmic Tarot has a hanged man energy because of the way that the positioning of the king, who's like doing a handstand on these horns. I mean, like this is some masculine energy here. Grabbing the bull by the horns, going forward, feeling capable, feeling like you have everything you need to be able to just do what it is that you need to do. Wanting to be protective, wanting to be a nurturer at the same time and provide. That's the overall feeling of his heart space. That is a readiness. And the niggling feeling, the 10 of Swords, the painful ending, the end, though, of separation, and the end of the pain that was caused by the separation. We're seeing a completion on this cycle. Whatever it was that has kept him, that has held him back from giving his offer, he's been doing this healing patiently because he believes so much in this connection, and he really feels that it's time to end separation because he feels fully in his power. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, clarifying. The 10 of Pentacles. So interesting. Oh my God. I can't. And I just saw 1255. Holy shit. The next card, like, I'm freaking out. Okay. So I can't even read this. So the 10 of Pentacles is in reverse in the heart space. And I think what we're seeing is the feeling of releasing the attachment to the specific permutation of the 10 of Pentacles, just like Divine Feminine was doing. So the head space wants to make this offer. The heart space is feeling the urge to release any attachment to outcome, any attachment to the specifics, and just kind of flow with this energy. And then this is why I'm freaked out. Because it's the freaking Queen of Wands clarifying the Queen of freaking Wands, which means we just had the 10 of Pentacles clarifying the 10 of Pentacles, and now we have the Queen of Wands clarifying the Queen of Wands. And I'm flipping all my cards over. What is happening? So yeah, this is crazy. Also, I don't know what just happened to all my cards here. What's happening? Okay, I think extra cards just got added in. That should be interesting. All right. So literally what happened, I have no idea. Like my elbow touched something and then all the cards were flipped around. Okay, wow. Queen of Wands. So releasing attachment to specific outcome, but being very in union that this divine masculine is attracted to this Queen of Wands and wants to be with her and wants to have this divine feminine integrated. And I mean, she is integrated. Now, this is also his own energy. When we're looking at the balance for his heart space to be in Queen of Wands energy, is this passion, holding of the vision, this intensity, a dedication, a devotion, excellent communication. This reading is fucking insane. Okay, the Page of Pentacles is clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. This is what he's waiting for. He's waiting for this offer to grow, to be. Right now, he's analyzed the offer. He's considering it. He's waiting for it to reach its full maturity so that he can, oh my fucking God. This 2 is clarified by a 2. The next card is insane. The 2 of Pentacles is clarifying this 2 of Cups. I'm sorry, this is the worst reading. He's waiting for the offer to mature so that he can bring this offer directly to Divine Feminine. This is in the row with the 10 of Pentacles, where he's making this offer of this family and prosperity and abundance without attachment to the outcome, without attachment to the specifics of that offer. In so doing, in making this choice, he is being able to come into physical union and break bread with the Divine Feminine and share the cups that they both have and be together. And this is why I'm freaking out, because this fucking Ace of Wands is clarifying the Ace of Wands. That's 10 of Pentacles, clarifying 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, clarifying Queen of Wands, Page clarifying 7 of Pentacles, 2 clarifying 2, and Ace clarifying Ace. Okay. This Divine Masculine is so in union. I'm shocked. The integration of the Divine Feminine energy is like there's been some type of healing that has taken place. And his headspace was only thinking about why he was delaying the offer. He was delaying the offer to be able to make sure that this offer is fully matured. And not just in terms of its material wealth, because we saw the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which means it's not about how big it is, right? He feels the big dick energy, like we're okay. It's not about the size of the offer, but it's about the maturity of it, wanting to have stability. And then I cannot. What is clarifying this 5 of Pentacles is overfeeling in the heart space. And it is 4-4. It is the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. And his heart is telling us exactly what is going on. The lack mentality, the fear he has in his head, causes him to be attached to the material because he fears losing it. He fears loss. He fears if he gets it, he's going to lose it. This destabilizes the foundation for this 4 of Wands, which is the sacred union, the marriage card, etc. So his lack mentality is what is causing a feeling of destabilization for this couple. But this is what the healing is that is going on. This is the maturity that's being gained right now, or has been gained already. This offer has grown. It's been planted. He's discovered what it is that was blocking him, and it was really his fear of just losing it. The fear of not necessarily having enough, because he's the King of Pentacles. He's not a page, he's the king. But losing it once he gets it, not being able to hold on to it. That was a motherfucking crazy ass reading. Okay, let's look at the Divine Feminine side. Oh my God! I can't! Dude, okay, the Ace of Wands is in the same position as the Ace of Wands on Divine Masculine side. Okay. Oh my God. Top of the deck. Overall headspace for Divine Feminine is, I know, Emily, I'm freaking out. Is the 4 of Cups in reverse. So Divine Feminine, you have really gained enlightenment. You have gained enlightenment. You have gone within, and you've meditated. You've grounded yourself. You've connected with the divine. You've created the detail that you need for the fantasy that you have been building of the life that you want, or the manifestation that you want. But your mind is like, all right, it's time to come out of fantasy. It is time to really just start doing the things that I've been imagining. And that's supported because the niggling feeling in the back of the mind is the Eight of Swords in reverse. I'm no longer protecting myself from my success. I believe in it. I believe that I can have what I want. I'm not protecting myself from love. I'm not protecting myself from abundance. I'm not protecting myself from being seen, being heard, being appreciated. It's time now for me to be able to be in my full Empress energy, my full power. The first thing on your mind, the Chariot. So this Four of Cups energy of coming out of a pause, being ready to leave the dream space, being ready to leave the fantasy world and do something. You're feeling the motion, the momentum, the forward driving motion. You're also feeling very balanced. There might be a sense of calm. It's either calm acceptance of a complete release and let go of a specific iteration of the divine masculine energy or of the thing that you're trying to manifest. So there's this thing where you just sort of surrendered it completely and you realized, oh, it doesn't serve me, and I'm going to walk away completely, and then the motion is there. Or it's an acceptance of how you have blocked yourself from what it is that you were desiring, and how you're no longer engaging in that. And because you're no longer blocking yourself and you're just open to receiving, you're charging forward in this Chariot energy, fully balanced and ready to receive, with the ego as in check, as divine masculine's ego there with the Strength card. Then we have the Six of Coins, or Six of Pentacles, from the Fountain deck. And in this deck, we don't see any individuals. We just see this bundle of coins, and there's this energy flowing, connecting them all. And we have a sense of balance, and there's reciprocity, a feeling of reciprocity and balance always coming from this card. It's also a card about generosity. It can be a card about feeling important, self-important. My God, the next card. The motion, the momentum forward is reciprocal energy. So you're starting to feel like the energy you are putting out, you are seeing getting back to you. And you're having an awareness that it was actually like this the whole time. Because when you were over giving, you were thinking, I'm giving, and no one's giving to me. But you were giving and blocking and blocking. It's like that thing where we're trying to manifest something, and so we're focused on it, but we're also focused on our fear of it. So you're starting to realize your own role that was played in the lack of reciprocity. It had nothing to do with your worthiness. It had nothing to do with your value. It had nothing to do with you choosing bad people, toxic people. It's just that when people tried to give you what you asked for, you literally blocked them from doing so in whatever ways you could. And that's very normal, because when you're afraid of something, you can't get it. You have to move into a state of calm acceptance and be open to receiving without attachment to your expectations. The Six of Coins is followed by the Six of Cups. So the reciprocity that has been established in this real world interaction, material world interaction, this forward motion comes from the reciprocity. You no longer feel a lack of reciprocity either, because you're starting to understand your own role. So you're like, you know what? The whole time I was like, he's not giving back to me, whatever. And then the things he was doing, I just wasn't seeing. as messages or signs of true love, because I was focused on how they didn't look like what I quote unquote wanted them to look like, or what everyone else's situations looked like, because I was comparing myself, or, you know, or they didn't have the messages of confidence that I wanted to hear. Sometimes he would give me the messages I was asking for, and the messages had fear in them. And then I would be like, what? I don't want to hear that, which is not true. It's not that you don't want to hear it. It's just you're afraid because you have your own trust issues and your own abandonment issues. And when you hear his, you're triggered because you're like, oh no, he's going to leave me, you know, or he's not going to come, or whatever. So this time of reciprocity was always there. It was always present. But your openness to receiving was not present until recently. And now that it is, you can finally be in the 6 of Cups. You can reflect back, and this is what she's doing in her headspace. She's realizing that this motion forward has been here for a long time. And finally, she's reciprocating to herself. Finally, she's showing her self-loving attention. Finally, she's giving herself, like, doing her self-care, because this is a card of, why can't I hold it? I just keep throwing it. What's the deal? This is a card of, like, basking in nostalgia. Like, it's also about seeing the whole picture, reflecting back upon the interactions between the two aspects of self, and understanding, oh, we were being reciprocal this whole time, but we were just miscommunicating. It's like we kept missing each other, but not anymore, because now we're in this reunion energy. And it comes from this perspective that has been gained by looking at the whole relationship. The next card that's up is the King of Swords. It's in reverse because of the shadow traits of the King of Swords. She's experiencing a divine masculine energy that is being icy, cold, and aloof. But there's a feeling here, and so that's why there's two interpretations here. We either have a divine feminine energy that feels that this behavior is ending, because we're seeing that she's feeling this motion towards reciprocity and reunion, and this icy cold aloofness is going away because of the balancing that has been done in the connection and the forward motion towards her heart's desire, because the next card up is that Ace of Wands, which is in the same position as Divine Masculine's 2 Ace of Wands. And so there is one interpretation where that is what we're seeing, this motion, that this Divine Masculine is finally coming out of the shadow traits of this King energy, or he has, or she feels he has, or maybe she feels he wasn't being icy and aloof and he was actually being very reciprocal and telling her exactly what was going on. She was just not open to receiving those messages because of her own fear. The other interpretation is that if this is an iteration of the Divine Masculine that she has decided does not serve her anymore, and we're in that group that is charging away from that reciprocity is to the self, that reunion is about self-care, and this is a complete release of that King of Swords who's been icy, aloof, caused strife or struggle in some way. It's also about our own lack of strategy within ourselves. So we have this energy, this forward moving energy that's happening, but there might be a lack of direction or strategy for that motion. And so kind of a desire to get more strategy, like to get more of an idea of how to go forward towards this divine feminine's heart's desire, which is, of course, reciprocal interactions, or a reciprocation, a return on the investment of what it is that she's waiting for to receive. So I can't get over the placement of this Ace of Wands. If there's an Ace of Wands in the other deck, I'm done. But this heart's desire is culminating in this Hanged Man energy. And the Hanged Man is what's clarifying the 6 of Cups. So the reunion right now is paused, the physical aspect. The spiritual reunion, sacred union, she feels has happened. But the physical reunion isn't quite here yet. They're in this Hanged Man's energy. She's been gaining perspective in regards to the nostalgia about what has gone on. This whole time that she's been in her headspace, she's been really reflecting upon the reciprocity between her and the specific iteration of the divine masculine energy. Some of our divine feminines have been coming out on the side where they're seeing it feel absolutely positive, that the divine masculine is healing and releasing the shadow traits. And then others have released the specific iteration because they have seen how they have mistaken someone, or that person is just not going to catch up healing wise at this point. So they've gained this perspective, though, about whatever iteration that they've been attached to or holding on to. Okay, so now we got, oh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so originally, I think I should put these in the back. Well, no, I guess not. Originally, we had 7 cards in the heart space. We should have 6. And then when my elbow hit them, they all flipped out and 2 more cards came out. And I'm just going to put them where I put them because I guess that's why it happened. Okay. Top of the deck, overall heart space for divine feminine is temperance energy. So patient, calm, healing energy. Hanged man, gaining perspective from the divine, needing to take a break, surrendering, and being in complete surrender to the higher plan, like the divine plan. Whatever that plan is, divine feminine, your heart is like, I trust it. I trust in this healing that's being done and the balancing that's being done. That's why the Chariot energy is here. I feel the balancing that's happening is causing this forward motion. So she's trusting in her temperance energy. She might actually be in temperance and sobriety, or just in a more comfortable place with her addictive behaviors. And restriction can be a form of addiction. You can be addicted to restricting. So she's definitely in a place of comfort with these behaviors and feeling that power of that healing energy. The niggling feeling in the back and the bottom of the deck for the heart space is the 6 of Swords in its reversal. So we have her maybe resisting a little bit the painful aspect of the lessons that have been learned, and just kind of feeling, I get a feeling of like, yeah, I get it. Like, I need to experience contrast in order to, be whole. But like, did it have to be like this? Like, why? Why did it have to be like this? So there's a little bit of chafing at the way that she had to get to the point that she's at. And there's a resistance, just, more of a feeling of just like, I don't know where I'm going. Fucked if I know. It's definitely a fucked if I know kind of a card. I don't know. Gonna go somewhere. Hope it's better than where I'm at. So there's definitely a sense there that the pain that has been caused, she feels a little overwhelmed by, and she's uncertain that it really is taking her to this next place, but she's trying to trust in that. So these are the 2 cards that mysteriously now are at the front of the reading, but here they are. The Sun. The Sun is clarifying the Chariot. So we feel that forward motion of that headspace, that balancing energy, and that movement. She's headed towards happiness, and she doesn't care at this point. She does not care at this point where that is. She's like, no idea where I'm going, but I'm going there, and I'm going there fast. I'm going fast, heading towards this, my happiness, and I'm not letting anything stop me. This is the second card that jumped out. The Devil. How interesting to have the Sun, such an auspicious card, and then the Devil, which carries that energy of the ego, that heaviness. but it is clarifying this Six of Pentacles. So we're seeing the thing that was holding her back for so long was this obsessive focus on reciprocity, but it was one of quid pro quo, not one of unconditional love. When you unconditionally love, you are not concerned about the reciprocal response. I remember my ex-mother-in-law would disown people in her family who didn't send her thank you cards for wedding gifts. I remember her going off at one point, and I just said to her, "Did you give her the wedding gift to receive a thank you?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, well, if you gave her the wedding gift because you were happy that she was getting married, what the actual fuck do you care if she remembers to say thank you for it or not?" Like, that's grounds to disown someone, and that's why my in-laws didn't like me, because I would say that shit directly to her. Just be like, "That's fucked up." And her lame response is like, "Oh, respect," and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, well, it's disrespectful to completely disown someone forever because she forgot to send you a card. Like, maybe she's getting her pussy pounded for a minute and doesn't have time, bitch. Like, she just got married. Like, I just remember being so freaking annoyed by that. But the energy of, I do something for someone so that I will get something in return, which comes from this needy, codependent place where you feel you're not going to get what you need from yourself. So you give to the divine masculine energy because you feel certain that you're doing so much, and also you're overcompensating because you're afraid you're not good enough. So you're also giving from this ego place, which is like, I have to give and give and give and give so that somebody will give back to me because of my body doesn't look good, or because my job isn't good enough, or because I came from this place, or because I look like this, or because of whatever it is that you think is in your lack mentality. And so you're giving and giving and giving. That is also not about unconditional love. That's about trying to get your own needs met. So divine feminine is feeling very strongly that her obsessive focus with the reciprocation on this relationship was a block for her, was a block to her happiness. Now we're at the original cards that I first pulled. So interesting. Oh my God. Okay. So we've got the Six of Cups being clarified now by the Three of Wands, which is patience. And we see divine feminine and temperance, and we see her in the Hanged Man, and we see the Four of Cups in reverse, but it's about coming out of fantasy, and it's about readiness. It's not necessarily about impatience. This is about patience again, and feeling and trusting that the pieces have fallen into place to provide the means to this physical reunion with the match to your energy. There's also an acknowledgement here that there's not an attachment to the specific manifestation of the physical union. There is this feeling that the pieces have been put in place for this physical thing to happen. And this King of Swords, we're now seeing making this very small offer. So for those of us in the collective that are experiencing the King of Swords coming out of this icy, aloof energy, we see the Page of Pentacles that he has in his heart space reflected back to us by the Page of Pentacles in Divine Feminine's heart space. Now he wants to mature this energy, and Divine Feminine would like this energy to be matured as well. This Page of Pentacles energy she would like to see matured into the light traits of the King of Swords, which is a man of integrity, a man who is in his truth. He's chivalrous, he's honorable. This is like a clever and intellectual king. She wants to see her divine masculine energy fully mature into that energy so that she can have the strategy that she needs to grow this small offer, to mature this small offer into something really special and amazing. And then the Ace of Wands is clarified by the Hermit. So this is a lot of major arcana energy too. The Sun, the Devil, the Hermit. There's more coming up. So she's gone within to soul search to really get to the heart of her desire, to figure out exactly what the essence of the things that she wants is so that she can give them to herself. This is something that she's been working on while she's been going through this process, this healing process of her heart space in order to come into union. So she's really started to discover, I wanted to say the word divine, which I can, to divine exactly where and exactly what the essence of the things she wants is. For instance, when she was obsessively needing divine masculine to text her back or call her back or acknowledge that she'd sent something or whatever, when she was in that energy where she was focused on the reciprocation, getting this reciprocal interaction that has to perfectly match her expectations, not her energy, but her expectations. Because when she went back and reflected upon it, which we saw in her headspace she was doing, when she went back, when she soul searched, when she gained that perspective in the hangman energy, and she reflected upon her need for the reciprocation, she realized that divine masculine would often reciprocate in ways that were much more significant than the small ways she was demanding of him. And instead of finding solace in the way that he expressed himself so extravagantly, she was focused on how it didn't match her expectation of what he should do in order to reassure her. And I definitely drawing from my own experience here, where I have a divine masculine that expresses to me in the most outrageously, exhaustively, like, meticulous ways that once I went back and thought about it, I was like, are you crazy? Why the whole time have you been like, I just want you to message me? And then he's sending you like hours of messages, basically. It's ridiculous. Just, he is communicating. So she's realizing that she's gone within and figured out, oh, when I was freaking out and when I was needing him to acknowledge me, I was needing, first of all, I needed security because I didn't trust that someone like him could love me. So first I needed security that he really loved me. Then I needed attention because I'm all by myself, alone, isolated in my apartment for a year. So need attention, or whatever your scenario is, just like fill in your own blanks here. I needed attention, and the attention and the security were linked together. And then I needed to be seen, and I needed to be heard and acknowledged and appreciated. And I was demanding that he do that. And he was. And I was like, not open to it because I didn't trust, because of my issues about not feeling secure. So in this vicious cycle of him being like, what the fuck? I'm actually doing all of this stuff. And she does, and does she block me? Like, why? And me just being like, he doesn't see my value. He's never going to talk to me. He's not doing anything. She had to go within and figure out, okay, I needed things from my divine masculine because I wasn't giving them to myself. And I wasn't giving them to myself because I didn't think I deserved them. And I didn't think I deserved them. And because I didn't think I deserved them, that means when somebody gave it to me, I literally couldn't experience it. I didn't believe in it. This is the truth that she's discovering in this time of isolation and soul searching. And here's the perspective, and I'm dead. Because this is 4 cards. This should be 1 card clarifying this. And we have 4 because of the weird deck stuff. And we have the Hanged Man clarified by the Star. So that's the Sun, the Devil, the Hermit, the Star. I feel like there was more, but regardless. Oh, yeah, the Chariot. Oh, yeah, just the Chariot. Oh, no big. So we have all of that energy. And then we have the star, which is this healing energy. So the perspective that has been gained is going within and getting this healing. This is illumination too, because the star brings illumination. 44:55 I just saw on the clock. The star brings illumination. So the perspective that is gained, the healing that has happened, what has been healed? I can't make it up. The Three of Swords. Embracing these painful truths about the self, healing these wounds, pulling out these swords one at a time, and allowing the divine, co-creating and collaborating with the divine in that healing energy, but surrendering to the healing process of her heart space. Wait for it. Queen of Pentacles and the King in the heart space. We have a divine masculine feeling King of Pentacles energy. We have a divine feminine feeling Queen of Pentacles energy, and this is 3D grounded energy. So what does all this mean? Gain perspective in Hangman energy. Surrender to the healing process. Healed the wounds in the heart space. Matured and into from that Page of Pentacles energy, just like divine masculine, from that Page of Pentacles energy into the Queen of Pentacles energy. So she's fertile, she's creative, she's abundant. And you know what she can finally do now? Can't fucking make it up. The Six of Pentacles. Reciprocate. Now, divine feminine has balanced. We start with the Chariot, we end with the Scales in balance. We end with reciprocation. This is what all of this has gained divine feminine. The ability to have reciprocity to herself. And because she can give herself what she needs, she can get what she needs from everyone around her, because they are going to reflect back this energy. Praise. Yes, God. All right, let's go look at divine masculine's oracle messages for today. Y'all got a reasonable amount of oracles, so you're needing less and less and less assistance. Detective energy, divine masculine. You are in the light attributes of the detective. So great powers of observation and intuition and a desire to seek out the truth. And you are no longer in a state of voyeurism and falsifying information. And I see you as being in a state of observation right now. This card to me is really indicating observation. You're observing divine feminine. You're finding her to be in her strength, controlling her pride and ego. You're reflecting this energy back to her. And you feel this kind of calm, patient energy. You're not making up stories about what she's doing on social media or wherever it is that you're seeing her, but you're just observing. You're just being a detective. You're using your intuition alongside of these powers of observation. And your desire is to seek out the truth, not to falsify information that will make you feel confused or afraid. You're also receiving help from Saint Catherine of Alexandria. In regards to this Hierophant energy, this marriage energy, you had the Four of Wands in your heart space. And so there's definitely some feelings and some thoughts and ideas and contemplation of sacred union. And so you're being supported right now in this energy in your light council. The reversal on it could indicate that there are issues with past relationships, past legal contracts, marriages, or commitments. And if that is the case, then St. Catherine is supporting you in either the dissolution of a past contract or the results, the things resulting from that situation. You can pray to St. Catherine for assistance in this to help with the healing that's necessary for all parties involved. In my appreciation, I offer no resistance. Appreciation and self-love are the most important aspects you could ever nurture. Appreciation of others and the appreciation of yourself are the closest vibrational matches to source energy of anything we have ever witnessed anywhere in this universe. So you're in a state of appreciation. And you're understanding that as you offer appreciation and only appreciation, you offer no resistance. When you start to offer complaints about something or someone, that's when your resistance is inserted into the manifestation process. So, and resistance is so easy to feel. There's like usually some kind of a physical feeling associated with it. Hey there, Ash. It's like a tightness, like a tightness in the chest. I definitely feel that sensation when I feel resistant to something. It's like a kind of a feeling. When you're offering any feeling or any thoughts that give you that feeling, that's how you know you're offering resistance. And you want to feel an openness, like taking a deep breath, opening up your heart chakra, opening up your third eye, and just surrendering to the feeling that the resistance is causing and just allowing it to pass. Just offer appreciation. There are some adjustments that are required, Divine Masculine. You honestly, your head and heart look so good. You had so much union. The only adjustments, I guess, would be fears in regards to the maturation of that offer and not withholding because of fears that you won't get what it is, that you won't be able to keep what it is that you have now. I think what happened is you started to make somewhat of a grand gesture in preparation to go forward. And because you had that motion the other day too, just like it's time energy. And the speed with which things started to move really freaked you out because you were like, wait, I'm getting this Ace of Wands. I'm getting my heart's desire. Am I going to fucking lose it now that I'm getting it? Because that's part of the pattern I have with others. That's part of the pattern I have with this particular iteration of the Divine Feminine. So you have to just adjust those fears. You have to be in a state of appreciation and not in a state of resistance. Take comfort creating heaven on earth. It is happening. So it is happening right now. And you can just take comfort in that. We're getting from the Colette Baron Reed deck, the koi fish spirit. There is always enough. The koi fish who grows big within a small pond reminds us that within each of us is the potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So regardless of temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance you need. The message of koi fish spirit is to begin to generate wealth within with deliberate intention, no matter how small your pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever you see it. There's another message of appreciation. Outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity, so begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all its forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if riches are not yours, they soon will be. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, knowing that the moment you begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co-creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. You have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In your little pond, there is much you can create and much you can attract. Do not underestimate what you have and who you are, for koi fish spirit wants you to know that you are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. Trust that outer conditions are changing to reflect the truth. Now, I know this is Divine Masculine's message, but it strikes me that both Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine got the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, respectively. So this feeling that you don't have enough, you have to trust, you have to believe in that release the idea of lack, or that this offer isn't big enough, or that you're going to lose it when you get it. Those are ideas that don't serve you. All right, Divine Feminine, let's take a look at you. We have got couple of archetypes for you today. You are in the light attributes of the mediator, which is a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, and respect for both sides of an argument. So you're really doing a good job right now of staying in this place where you are understanding divine masculine's choices, and you're not necessarily holding them against him. You are seeing it as this process where both of you are sort of fairly, because there's that Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups and this reciprocity and this balance and the Chariot all in your side. So you're doing a really good job with negotiating fairness and strategy in your personal life in regards to this divine masculine energy, and in your professional life as well, because this is reflected back to you in other ways. You really have a respect for divine masculine side of the argument in a way you haven't before. You're also in the light attributes of the saboteur, which highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. And this is really true. Your Eight of Swords niggling feeling in the back of the head is in reverse, which means the shadow traits are released, which is self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. That's released in your headspace. So you're in the light attributes of this energy, and you were really aware of how your self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life made you very afraid, and you protected yourself from it, and you're aware of that now, and you've changed. Tell me people don't change. They change every day here on Tuned In Tarot. Your guardian angel is here to remind you about this learning experience, and I cannot ignore the fact that your Six of Swords was in reverse and this learning experience card was in reverse. And the Six of Swords, if I could put a phrase on it, it would be learning experience. So there is a resistance here. You're a little bit resisting this journey. There's a little part of you that's like, I mean, like, okay, like, why did I have to learn this way though? Like, yeah. So your guardian angel is supporting you in the feelings of, I guess, just discomfort at the way that you have had to come to these realizations. You're like, okay, I can see, I guess, how this worked out, but like, why'd I have to do it though? So that energy that you're processing, you're starting to really understand how it fits in this bigger picture, and how the contrast helps you to see this full picture that you couldn't see otherwise. My emotions are vibrational interpreters. Your eyes, your ears, even your nose, tongue, and fingertips are translating vibrations, but your most sophisticated of vibrational interpreters are by far your emotions. By paying attention to the signals of your emotions, you can understand with absolute precision everything you are now living or have ever lived. So, understanding that your emotions are one of your senses. It's your sixth sense, because it's your intuition. It's literally your internal guidance system. And you develop a connection with it by building up like trust, the way you build up the muscles in your body. You kind of break it down a little bit, you get it reestablished, you see, oh, I see how this works out. And then you establish this new belief that has taken away your old limiting belief. But usually you have to become very broken down in a tower moment to kind of learn the lesson. That's just the way it is. If you want to build your muscles up, you have to break it down first to cause expansion. And it's the same thing. So that's why looking at emotions as a sensory processing system and building up your muscle, your sensory processing muscles, that is very helpful. It takes away the shame associated with emotions. And do you understand that the shame associated with it comes from the oppression of the divine feminine? If we didn't live in a time where the imbalance between feminine and masculine was so extreme, we would not associate feelings and emotions with shame. But we do, because we find it shameful to be in the feminine energy, because the feminine energy has been suppressed and controlled and subjugated. And that is true inside of ourselves. And even as we have been growing culturally and releasing some of the hold on the subjugation of the divine feminine energy, it has only been by emasculating the feminine that we have achieved some quote unquote equality. We have had to become more like the divine masculine energy to be accepted, instead of a balancing and a respect and an honoring of the divine feminine in all beings, no matter what the gender is. So our equality that we've been trying to get is really just trying to have to become more like what the status quo wants us to be like. What we're really working towards, what I work towards energetically, what I'm trying to encourage people to do, is instead of having to become more of one dominant energy, that you balance the two energies and encourage those around you to do the same. And then the honor and respect of the divine feminine will be inherent. And there won't be a reason to suppress or subjugate something that you feel is inherently a part of yourself. That's what integration is about. It's time to release any negativity. If there's negativity right now, if there's, resistance to learning the lessons, if there's kind of a feeling of like, this is a trash ass way to learn and I don't want to be a healer and I don't want to be in the light worker community, I don't want to do this because it's hard. It's time to release that energy, because that means that your ego is butt sore because the thing that you wanted, it didn't get. And the thing that you wanted didn't serve you. That's why you didn't get it. And it either didn't serve you because you needed to heal more, or because it constituted something that wasn't in alignment with your purpose or your mission. But your purpose or your mission is not the twin flame journey. The twin flame journey is the thing that shows you what your purpose or mission is. So your purpose is not to come into sexy times physical union with a partner. That's not your purpose. That's one part of your experience of expansion, especially if you intend to leave a legacy, a genetic legacy. But there's all kinds of legacies, and it doesn't have to be a biological one. So your purpose is not your twin. It never was. The agreement you have with that part of self is, I will see you reflected back to me, and it will trigger me to heal at a level that will accelerate me into an ascended place where I can balance energy and become a true source of light and truth and change and help others to achieve peace and balance. And because your physical body and your ego are very anxious to have a physical union with someone and receive the ego's needs, it seems like this person or thing that you're trying to manifest is your purpose. Whether that's your career or your partner, it doesn't matter. But it is not your purpose just for the thing. It's the journey to the thing that shows you your true purpose, which is you are one, connected to the divine and serving expansion. What do you need to release? Any of that negativity. The tower moment is here. It's crumbled. There's pieces that have to be released so you can rebuild. You need to clear out that space, salvage whatever you can, and rebuild. Make something new again. Oh, we're getting a new card. Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful, and it's the 11 card. So there we go. And we're getting the protection message. Transformation does not have to be as traumatic or dramatic as things may seem to be right now. Remember, change is the only true constant. When you resist it, you create a tension within you as you refuse to accept the inevitable. In this moment, you might have forgotten the beauty and joy of life as it moves through its seasons, as nature dictates. You're being faced with a choice now. You can struggle with the current conditions, refusing to surrender and see through the lens of lack and loss, or you can surrender to the grace that is calling you to allow life to take its course, moving through the sadness and disappointment. Surrender will soften you, inviting you to bask in gratitude and see through the lens of curiosity. These are the keys to tuning into the infinite potential available to you now. Butterfly spirit knows the beauty and delight you are on the brink of discovering. Let go and trust that it is there for you. So, surrender. The Hanged Man is here too. Surrender. This will soften you, inviting you to bask in gratitude and see through the lens of curiosity, which is the key to tuning into the potential you have. The potential you have is that Queen of Pentacles potential, right? Creativity, fertility, abundance is within you. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck for the couple. We have you both right now in the light attributes of the Virgin, which is maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit and releasing a fear of intimate union. And I just got chills all over. So you've been afraid of intimate union. That is the only reason. The card that you get, why is it taking so long? And it's like, because I'm holding myself in a different vibrational blah, blah, blah. Why is it taking so long? Because you are holding yourself in a fear of intimacy. You are holding yourself in a fear of getting what it is that you want because of your fears of deserving it and being able to keep it and hold it. And you're healing this. And right now you are in the light of this and it's being boosted for you, this maintaining of symbolic purity of heart and spirit. My husky card, you're getting an emphasis on this animal's energy from St. Francis of Assisi. And this is a card about unconditional love, loyalty, the spirit of the animal and just how it follows its instincts. And as in the dog's instinct, this instinct is just to love you completely, just in utter happiness. Like think about dog energy. Like God was like, the world is hard. I'm going to give them dogs. Because like they just make you so happy. And cats too, for people who love cats too. I mean, I love cats, but I think I'm much more of a like dog. Like that's my true heart. But I love cats too. But dogs just have that. They do. You're just the center of their universe, and they just can't wait to see you. There's like that every day. They're like, and every second because they're just like, oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Like that's like their consciousness is so like in the moment. But this is a card about companion and energy and loyalty. It's about finding solace in companion animals if you have them. But between the two of you, you're very loyal. You have an unconditional love of each other. You have that, like, when you see each other, I see you both being, like, kind of having that look on your face, like, kind of just a dumb, like when you're coming back together, the way that a dog is when someone comes home. Like, there's an emphasis here on that unconditional love. This is coming up again. This is just this reminder, the most powerful law in the universe, that every thought vibrates, every thought radiates a signal, and every thought attracts a matching signal back. We call that process the law of attraction, and that which is like unto itself is drawn, is the law of attraction. So this is also the 11 card. Wow. But this is just this assertion for the two of you to trust in the most powerful law in the universe. If you can trust in the consistency of that formula, you'll be doing all right. Both of you, you are good enough. You both have the Page of Pentacles. You both have the court cards of Pentacles, Queen and King. You are good enough right now without doing anything. You didn't have to do anything. You did not have to even do anything. Last night I had a mini breakdown. I was working on music with my bass player and I showed him something I made and I cried for a second over it and was like, why do I work so hard to make stuff like this and nobody hears? And I was particularly thinking of my divine masculine, just being like not appreciated, feeling not appreciated and realizing, oh, I need to show myself appreciation. I need to show myself appreciation because I am good enough and I became good enough to serve my own desires. It wasn't about someone else appreciating me. It was about myself appreciating me. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. You're both accepting this. You're both feeling this very strongly, that things are changing at a cellular level. And then you're getting parrot spirit again, which I'll read again because when we get a card a couple times, it's like, all right, there's something not sinking in here. And this is also for both of you. I think this came out just for one of you the other day. Watch your words. What are you saying to yourself? What message are you repeating? Is it something that makes you feel good about yourself and reminds you of your strengths and potential? Parrots mimic the sounds around them, and when parrot spirit when parrot spirit arrives, I'm not correcting it. It is time to be more mindful of your self-talk and its qualities. What do you say to others? Are you repeating what you truly believe? Remembering to speak with light and love can become a habit. Be generous with compliments and thanks, affirming all that is good so that your loving, healing words will be heard throughout the jungle, cutting through the noise and inspiring others. Listen for the words that remind you of all the strength, abundance, and joy in your life and in the world around you, and then repeat them, affirming what is real, true, and nurturing to the soul. And I just saw 111. The universe will reflect back to you the story you tell. Words matter, so choose ones that lift you up and inspire others to remember that beauty surrounds us. Okay. Hey, it was a pretty good reading today. I don't hate it. It was freaking crazy. Divine Masculine so in union. I feel like he's just going to like pound on my door in a minute. Let's close with a goddess card for today. This is the goddess practice we've been doing to balance that divine feminine energy like I was talking about earlier. We can collectively balance this energy and start to bring about a new age, right? We're in the age of Aquarius. This is the whole point. Balance, achieving balance. So we choose a goddess card to focus on a divine feminine energy. You can put two hands over your heart and at some point today for 15 minutes, repeat the mantra to yourself. My heart is the heart of the goddess. And you can be envisioning any divine feminine energy that you like at all from whatever modality you practice. And I just close with a different goddess from different traditions and throughout history so we can look at all the different iterations of the divine feminine energy and maybe you'll be inspired by one you don't know about. I am not surprised, Ash, that we just got Venus today because my coven is focusing on the planet Venus because we're learning astrology more deeply together. And so February, we decided to focus on Venus. So I'm excited to see her showing up. Venus is the Roman goddess of grace and love called Aphrodite by the Greeks. She evolved from an early Italian nature goddess, a bringer of spring blooms and vines, a goddess of growth and the beauty of nature. The goddess of desire, Venus was the irresistible personification of both physical and spiritual love. She gave her name to the second planet of dawn and dusk, as did her sister goddesses Inanna, Sumeria, and Ishtar, Babylonia. The story of Venus's birth tells us how she arose naked from the sea, the source of all life, primordial creation, and a symbol of both the collective unconscious and eternity. It is a wonderful image for the emergence of a young woman into her full femininity. Venus is a striking affirmation of the love of beauty and the pleasure of the senses. Risen from the sea, she is a guide through both the stormy and calm waters of our physical desires and emotions. There she be. Alrighty. Wow, today's reading was super cool. I can't believe the divine masculine sign. I'm just dead. I don't know. I've never had that happen. Like this 4 places clarified by the same card, like in the same position. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day today. I'm going to teach for a couple hours and then probably work on the music that I started working on yesterday, which was fun to do with my bass player who like tapped into his like badass rock star side and did some vocals for me. And I was like, okay. Like he was doing like some hot whisper vocals. I was like, okay, Andrew, you get it. It was fun. We had a good time. and I got to eat outside. I got to eat outside yesterday, and when Andrew was driving us to where we were going, he said, "Oh, hey, did you see they fixed this bridge here?" And I was like, "Andrew, I have not left my apartment since Thanksgiving." And he was like, "Oh, yeah." Because I don't have a car. So you can't do anything without a car here in LA, really, in my neighborhood. So then we got to the restaurant and their outdoor seating was open. So we could actually eat from Tribal Cafe, which is my favorite in Echo Park. Please go there. It's like actually on the edge of Filipino Heights in Los Angeles, and it's really good local place that has really their whole mission is to bring like nourishing foods to communities that don't have access to that, and they just have the best food there. So we got to eat there on the street, and I was so excited. There was traffic going by. It was loud. It's like I was like, I don't care. There's sunlight. There's air. There's oxygen. So I got to do that yesterday. It was a real treat. All right, thank you everybody for joining me. Hey, guess what? I didn't make the lovers playlist yet because there's 44 songs on it. I know, I gotta do it. All right, I'll try to do it today because I really want to shuffle from that and give free readings to people. You just got to deal with my spontaneous Leo energy and Pisces rising procrastination when you're a fan of Tuned In Tarot. All right, take care. Have a gorgeous day, everybody.